Hello, this video is about my MBA interview experience of UBS Chandigarh. This college is famous for its ROI. My intention of this video making is to give you a real time experience, the layout of the infrastructure of this college, and reduce the element of uncertainty when you appear for UBS Chandigarh next time. Initially, I was asked to report at 28 March 2025, but because of my IIT Dhanbad interview, I requested for the rescheduling of the interview, and eventually that happened. So, one information is that the rescheduling can be possible if you give relevant documents. The infrastructure of UBS looks like this, and inside this, there is a seminar hall. So, people, this is the entry point. Candidates were coming from this and were occupying the elevated seats like this. The first batch, there were two batch that were called on this date. The two batches were asked to occupy the first two rows, and the remaining rows were to be occupied by the next batch, second batch. This was the elevated stage where three professors were verifying the documents of candidates one by one. The reporting time was 12:30 p.m. Two batches with a strength of 35 candidates were there. Document verification happened till 2:30 p.m. and then the GD process started. The layout of the GD process was something like this. This was the entry point, and the teachers was sitting there on an elevated platform. This was the connecting table that was there, and chairs. A comfortable chair was there, and each candidate's in front of each candidate's his or her application number was flashed, so that the staff member can see who's saying what, which application number is saying what. This was little bit on a higher elevated position than this table. The layout of this room was such that each candidate's face was directly visible from this area. The GD topic was, is theoretical knowledge enough for being a good manager? And we were asked to think about this topic for 5 minutes, and after that, for 10 minutes, the GD would happen, group discussion would happen. So, the pointers that I said there was like knowing in cricket, knowing the rules, bat and balls, familiarity is not enough, but keeping the skin in the game, practicing every day makes a good player. In similar way, knowing theory of the business is not enough. Practicing it, failing multiple times is also important for being a good manager. I gave the example of Elon Musk, Nikhil Kamath, and I also tried to think out of the box. I included theory and practice is important, but also the intent of the individual is also important for being a creative and a good and a successful manager. This GD group discussion happened in such a way that it in a later stage it became chaotic, but overall it was good. And then after some time interview started. The interview layout was something like this. Waiting chair were there, two waiting chairs were there, and the interview room's gate was this. Candidates were asked to sit here. This was again L-shaped table, and a long table was there. These were the panelists that were asking questions. This staff member was reading aloud the credential of the candidate, and This professor was observing everything. Uh, this staff member gave me a disclaimer after knowing that I had few gap years. So she said that companies in UBS Chandigarh have a policy that more than 2 years of gap years are prohibited and they don't take it. Few companies don't take it. And then my interview started. So this teacher asked me questions related to my BSc physics background. First question was what is entropy and why it is important. I gave the answer. Importance not so much. Then asked me the contribution of Stephen Hawking's. I said he gave theory. He tried giving theory of everything, but he got disabled. Then she asked me the contribution of Albert Einstein. I gave E equals to mc square, defined it, and then mentioned time dilution. Next question was what are black holes? Gave the answer, not in detail. I was cut short. Then this faculty started asking questions. So tell me, what is it like? UP government is doing in terms of its policies. So I mentioned law and order, policing, then tourism. She asked me, "How do you know tourism is booming in UP?" So I was first flustered. I didn't know what to say, but I thought it and concluded the answer by saying, giving my real time experience that whenever I visit Taj Mahal, so I see a lot of many people flocking nearby and in Taj Mahal vicinity, especially the foreigners, and this is a good marker for mm, knowing that our tourism sector is booming. Again, the festival that the government conducted successfully, Mahakumbh, is also a good marker. Then she asked me about what other industries are there in UP. I highlighted leather industry, then the peta industry, sweet industries are there. She said, okay. She shifted and asked me that what, tell me more about the tourism industry in India, in UP. And the connecting question was there is a project. She wanted to ask me the name of the project that was happening on Ganga. I said yes, there is a project interlinking the rivers and its tributary, and that interlinking is giving a luxury sightseeing on a cruise ship. So she asked me what is the name of the project. I didn't know. So I that was the interview. Thank you. But before thank you, I would like to give my suggestion to UBS Chandigarh. This interview happened for 5 minutes, not more than that. And this interview could have been conducted online as well. There was no need for the candidates to come this far, travel this far just for 5 minutes interview.